say it right. These readers and books and learning materials include phonics, flashcards, Aesop's fables, Oliver Twist, The Fish That Talked, Emperor and the Nightingale, Growing Up for Girls, Illustrated Classics, Junior Illustrated Grammar, Punctuation, and so much more. Visit any Kingdom Books and Stationery shop to get a good discount on your purchase. For further information and enquiries, just call 0501 401 050. Alright, okay, time for the news review brought to you by CompuGhana. Shop at any CompuGhana branch nationwide and get up to 40% discount and free delivery. CompuGhana, passion for technology. Right, should we start with the headlines?
Yes, Kojo, and we're starting off with a daily graphic. So good news, roof over our heads, 204 housing units built in 9 months. And I see President Akufo-Addo excited here. Parliament okays $125 million sanitation loan, and Casa de Ropa aims at value addition, not raw export. That's according to the CEO.
Okay, Winston, housing also on the front page of the Business and Financial Times. Government considers rent-to-own scheme for affordable housing. The TUC wants mechanisms to ensure low to middle income earners own their homes. Government seeks an extra $125 million for sanitation and water projects. City tipped to keep good form for the rest of the year. That's according to Data Bank research. The president has cast a sword for the Temasiwa network and Ashaiman solid waste plant. That's it for the Business and Financial Times.
And the Chronicle, starting off with the word of God, Proverbs 1 verse 10 says, "My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent." Okay, so this according to the Director of Police Operations, warning political parties, don't dare deploy thugs at polling stations. And also on the front page, 204 rent-to-own housing projects ready, and no more rent advance for the youth. That's according to Nana Kumia. And government to give updates on rebuilding of economy today. And the editorial of the Chronicle says, has Cocoa Board left Shesufo in the Cocoa pension scheme? And back page of the Chronicle says, this is the most open Premier League season in years. After 6 weeks, the top 14 teams are separated by just 5 points. Only one out of the so-called Big Six teams are currently in the top 8. Okay?
All right. Staying on housing, and it's interesting because the president is opening housing units for nurses and teachers in Tema. I mean, presumably it's the same 204 houses in Tema Community 22, and by the date that Ghanaian Times is reporting that it's for nurses and teachers, so maybe may not be as open to the public as we thought. We'll bring you more on that story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Voter registration exercise, 30,000 disqualified for flouting electoral laws. Man arrested for stabbing father to death. 400,000 businesses have applied for the NBSSI in Kosovo support. Burkina Faso committed to the railway interconnectivity project. That's it.
And straight to the Daily Statement that says small power station retrofit project commissioned, and Akufo-Addo commissions 204 housing units. More job coming in our next term, President assures.
Okay, Reverend Sam Kanchiankra is cautioning against violence ahead of the elections. That's on the front page of the Finder. 63.2% of urban Ghanaians own mobile phones. Gosh, that should be an interesting report. It's on page 2 of the...
What percentage?
63.2.
That seems low.
Well, of urban Ghanaians own mobile phones.
Yes, it
seems low.
Shockingly low.
Yeah, but there are also a lot of poor people. Lots of people live in...
and you think they don't have mobile phones? Mobile phones. Actually, there was a report last year that said that we have something like 120% mobile phone coverage. So that means 120% of Ghanaians own mobile phones. All right? So, yeah, essentially, lots of people have more than one.
Exactly.
120% of us. So how can, especially in urban Ghana, how can only 63% of them own phones?
Okay, so the survey of some 5,946 households around the country has revealed that 63.2% of urban Ghanaians aged 5 years and older own a mobile phone.
5 years and older.
44.8% of persons 5 years and older in rural communities own a mobile phone.
That's strange.
The report, the name of the report is the Report on the Household Survey on Information Communications Technology, and it's a collaborative effort between the National Communication Authority and the Ghana Statistical Service, and it was meant to measure Ghana's ICT development based on ICT access, usage, skills, and digital divide.
Well, it certainly raises questions about the data we've received in the past.
Yeah, but Kojo, if you look at the fact that you're talking about 5 years and more, there are lots of 5 years, even 10 years, who don't use mobile phones.
But that earlier report that
so the earlier
120%,
so the earlier report, yes,
was it only adults that were?
So the earlier report looked at the number of mobile phones
per Ghanaian.
No, the number of mobile phones in the country divided by our population, and then you get that. What this has done is to come into this room, for instance, and find out if I have 2 phones, I'm counted as one person having a phone,
right,
and no longer 2 phones. So, for instance, if I had 2 phones and K-Fresh didn't have a phone, my phone was going to cover K-Fresh in the previous research. So
but under this one, you are counted and K-Fresh is
not counted.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why we could have had 120% earlier, but right now it's 60 what?
62.3%, also because of
3.2,
also because of the young ones. I mean, you're not going to give lots of the 5 and 6 year olds don't have mobile phones these days.
Do you remember? I think it was former President Mahama who made a statement about how there are so many mobile phones that even a child, if you counted, even a child would have every baby would have a mobile phone. You remember that comment? He was trying to make a point, but yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Let me finish with the front pages. Winston's like, okay, I'm moving on. Anyway, we'll create more jobs, build more factories in our next term. That's according to the NPP. 5 regional ministers to trumpet government's achievements today. And then, of course, there's another cut sword for the 256 million euro 64-kilometer road. Dualization of Ashaiman-Akosombo Road and commissioning Spong Power Station retrofit project. It's always interesting how getting close to election, there's like suddenly,
a flurry of projects.
Yes, yeah, it's very interesting. I remember the last election. You remember when Dubai was built and lit like within a few weeks? Do you remember? Just
I remember.
To election,
I mean, today's message of motivation was about that idea of leaving your best till the last minute.
Yeah.
Why? Why do we do that?
Because we listened to the song Vanessa Williams, and the title was Save the Best for Last.
We should have listened to the one by Will.i.am and Jennifer Lopez and Mick Jagger, which says "Go hard or go home."
I agree with
you. So maybe I should just save the best for the last, or just
go hard or go
home. The New Crusading Guide says, we'll pay your rent in our second term, NPP to youth, and NPP is winning 2020 election based on solid track record, and that's my lady Rebecca there, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, the first lady. And government begins 500,000 improved cook stoves distribution project and deadly ECG transformer causing havoc in Equitia, all on the front page of the New Crusading Guide.
My last paper this morning is the Daily Guide. 30,000 cans votes, according to the EC. Another Legon lecturer killer in court. Another in the hospital. That story unfolding, very, very disturbing story. Ghana is the best place for investors, says Fitch. So Fitch Solutions is the world-acclaimed institution which provides insights on counterparty risks and has ranked Ghana as the best country for investors to do business in Western Central Africa.
That's good. That's positive.
Yes. 10.87 million euro in taxes waived for TVET. Nana Oping-Spong Power retrofit. On the back page, we will achieve great success. According to, what's his name? Fabio Gama dos Santos, who is a new Kotoko recruit.
Hold on. What's his name? Fabio what?
Fabio Gama dos Santos.
You know, in the early 2000s, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Hold on.
History lesson.
No, Kotoko went for some 2 Brazilians and brought them to the country. Now, these 2 Brazilians came and they're playing, and you know the sports commentators at the time, Kofi Asaibrako and go, I go for Modem and Steven Odu no cry. You know, so Hearts of Folk then started teasing Kotoko that they went to Brazil, saw some 2 guys at the post office and said, you play ball or what? And they said, we can play. We said, let's go. They bought another Brazilian.
Well, Hearts of Folk can talk all they want, but still, Kotoko is taking, we're taking the cup with Fabio Gamas. I'm trying to imagine the tree commentary, you know, as they're doing it. No possible. Fabio Gama dos Santos. Fabio Gama dos Santos.
Are you laughing at somebody's pronunciation?
Oh, how can I
All
do
right,
that?
let's go to very quickly before before the online review. The graphic business has these banks reduce appetite for T-bills, forgive our debts. So Foriata pleads for vulnerable countries. Woes of Ghana Stock Exchange continue in second quarter, and Casa de Ropa needs 3 million Ghana cedi soft loan to expand. That's according to the CEO. Casa de Ropa, this is the people that grow and make all kinds of products from sweet potato, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they need money. Okay, all right. On page 40 of the Daily Graphic, I think there's a story about one constituency, one artificial turf. Government commissions the Chibi AstroTurf on page 40. Buy yourself a copy of the Daily Graphic and have a look at that. We can move on now. The online review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. Goyle always puts a smile on my face, not just when I'm reading their LPM, but when I'm there in their filling station. It's such a wonderful feeling of good energy you get from the great customer service that they give you. And of course, they allow you to use your GH Link card so that when you make purchases, you buy fuel or lubricants from any of their over 400 stations across the country. Yeah, you can pay with your GH Link card. I know Inimwa will be going there to pick up some fuel and lubricants. And of course, what it means is that when you make these payments, you can obviously record your purchases automatically on your monthly bank statement so that you can track and manage your expenses. Now that is good energy. Goyle, Yenara, Yenze. Okay, so the Cadbury Reachoko My Ghana, My Pride National Essay Competition has been extended to the 31st of October. Upper primary, junior high, and senior high students should send in handwritten essays of not more than 400, 600, and 750 words, respectively, on the topic, your cousin, who lives in a different part of the country, is coming to visit you for the holidays. Write a letter to him or her telling them about the top 5 exciting and interesting things to do in your region when they visit. Attach a Cadbury Reachoko pack of 1 kilogram or 2 packs of 500 grams each to all entries and submit at any of the collection points across Ghana, including the Accra General, Osu, Achimota, Adenta, and Koforidia post offices, as well as Melcom Plus at North Industrial Area, Tema, Madina, East Legon, Accra Central, and Koforidia Melcoms. Now, the top 5 from each category will compete to win from a total of 100,000 Ghana cedis in prizes for the student and their school. Visit Cadbury Reachoko on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Right, what's online?
All right, so I'm starting with myjoyonline.com, and Takoradi girls kidnapping, DNA analysis is a match, forensic scientists insist. So there was a debate of chiefs and people at Odum, and Mahama is saying that I will grant amnesty to all arrested Galamsey operators. That sounds a little bit disturbing. Parliament suspends controversial public universities bill. The EC is extending the deadline for transfer proxy voters compilation. Let me go to City Newsroom. They're reporting EC expected to start printing ballot papers on October 26th. Right, okay. Let me move to the BBC. And BBC is reporting how Trump betrayed Ethiopia over the Nile Dam. Also, Africa Live, Dutch police arrest Rwanda genocide suspect. And another lady, Amy Barrett, has been confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court. And we're still looking forward to the U.S. election 2020. There's this one that says, win or lose, Trump has already changed the world. That should be interesting. Looking forward to how that goes. So that's about it for the BBC as well. All
right, thanks for that. And we've got the BBC coming up in a couple of minutes. First, a few messages from those who make the news review possible. And then maybe we'll dance a bit before the BBC comes along. Yeah? You think so?
Yeah.
I know just the song. First, special messages from our friends at Goyle.
Hey, bro.